So how to get started generating income online with low to no costs, right? So if you are basically not wanting to spend a lot up front, or maybe you don't even want to spend anything up front before you start seeing whether or not it's going to work, or maybe you're just at a point at which you don't want to see any more money go out, and you'd like to start seeing some money come in, and you want to start thinking about, okay, well, maybe I don't need to buy everything in order to get something done. Maybe there's some ways that I can cut back on costs. We're going to be talking about that here tonight, as well as the strategy you can use in order to generate income, again, with low or no costs. Okay, so when you look at building a stream of income for little or no cost, you have to start with fundamentals. And so I think the most common, and we'll talk about this tonight, is the most common, I think, misconception is that you can do it all on social media. You can create on social media. You can get traffic on social media. You can make the sale on social media. You can do everything. And while that is true for some people, it's probably not going to be true for the majority of people, even if you have a following. Now, in most cases, a lot of people don't have a following that buys right off the bat when you start trying to sell digital products. And so in order to develop that, you might want to come to social media with it. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to do. I am saying that if you focus on the fundamentals and you focus on building the system we're talking about, then you're going to go to social media with something, and all social media do is enhance what you're doing. And that's really what you want. You want to build the foundation first. You want to build the fundamentals first. And you want to make sure that these things are working for you before you start doing all social media. Now, the other thing is this. You have to have something that's valued by somebody. And it has to be some knowledge that you have in your head or that you can get from somebody, or even if that knowledge comes in the form of something that you automate through technology, you have to come to the market with something. And so basically, and everybody has this, and I don't want to make this sound like it's serious, it's not. Typically, you already know something that somebody else doesn't. You already have something. You have a skill that somebody wants or they can't execute. You probably have something that you've automated that other people cannot. And if you're a programmer, you've already created something more than likely that other people just cannot create just by wanting to create it. Right? That's one of the benefits of software, and it's one of the benefits of being a programmer is that not everybody can do it. But in other words, you've got to come to the market with something in order to build that stream of income. So even if you can generate the activity, you can get the traffic, you can get people looking, you do have to have something of value, you do have to know something that other people don't. And provided you have that already, right? Provided you can put your hands on it or you can develop it, there are ways you can get started marketing that knowledge, whatever it is, without upfront costs. And that's what we're going to be talking about here tonight. So in other words, you don't really need to have, and again, I'm not saying that paid traffic is not the way to do it. I am saying that if you don't have money to spend on paid traffic to get started, you don't have to worry about that. You can still reach people if you understand these fundamentals, and that's what we're going to get into. Now, one thing that I want to talk about when you start talking about low to no cost is you want to avoid what I call the trial version route. So in other words, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna get something that has that's pretty expensive, but it has a free trial. But in 30 days, you're gonna end up having to pay $200, $300. I'm gonna urge you against that. That's not what I'm talking about here. So when I talk about this zero cost system, what I don't mean is that you go out and get premium software or you get premium applications or premium services, and then in 30 days, you have to make the payment. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. And the reason you don't want to do that is because there's no guarantee you're going to complete the project in time in order for that product to sell. And so that's not what we're talking about. Yes, we want you to take action. Yes, you want to get the very best you can, but we're talking about using things and tools that are actually free in order to build the production, in order to get it ready, in order to get it moving. And so when you're producing your product, we want to use these free resources whenever it's possible, right? So we're not talking about big paid trials. The very first thing you've got to do is you've got to determine what your path is going to be. And there's really only two. But you got to decide on what you're going to do initially. And sometimes this can be the most difficult thing because, again, when it comes to information or internet marketing, everything works. There are a lot of paths that work. And so typically what happens is we'll come on social media and we'll see somebody's really doing something easier. They say, inbox me now if you want to find out something new about how to do whatever it is, X, Y, and Z. And so we'll inbox that person, and then they'll either give us a PDF, or they'll have us opt in, and then we've got a new path. But listen, you've got to decide on which way you want to go before you even start looking at PDFs, before you even start accepting and inboxing people. You have to have a path developed. You have to have a route that you're going to go. You can either sell relevant products that others create, or you can create an information product yourself, right? Those are the two ways you can go. Right, there are some other business models in between, but those are the two ways that you can go. When you're selling them for other people, you're selling as an affiliate. Right, so you can create it yourself, or you can sell as an affiliate. Start deciding on that path. Which do you want to do? Now, again, I'm not saying you can't do both, but if you want to start out and you're going to go down a path and you want to do it for as little money as possible, one of the things that's going to help you is to narrow down your focus, because you will then start to listen to and acquire things in only one way, and you are going to get to your goal faster. Right now, here's what I'm going to tell you. Even if what you want to do is you want to sell as an affiliate, you've got to still have some knowledge that people have, right? And if for no other reason than to add a unique bonus to something, you still have to have some knowledge. So just don't think that, well, I don't want to sell people, I don't want to create my own products because then I have to know everything, or people have to value what I know. You still need to have something, even if you're going to be an affiliate. So there's no way getting away from that. If you can bring some value to the marketplace, you're going to do well as an affiliate. If you can bring some value to the marketplace, you're going to do well as a product creator. But regardless, in order to do well, you have to come to the market with something. Now again, if you choose to sell your own product with little to no upfront cost, the process is going to be slightly different, right? So the processes are not going to work exactly the same for the affiliate and the creator, and I'm going to talk about that. Now, just so that you'll know, when it comes to this, there is no right or wrong path. So it's not as if creating a product is right and being an affiliate is wrong, or being an affiliate is right and creating a product is wrong. Either way, right? Either thing can work for you once you understand the fundamentals. That's what we're going to be talking about. Now, what I want to talk about first is this is how people tend to see information marketing. They tend to see it, as I said, as if I can just get on social media and get people looking at me, then my problems are all solved. If I can just get a big Facebook group, my problems are all solved. And then I can do everything else. In other words, social media is big and everything else is small. So all I got to do is get on there and figure it out. And what I'm trying to say to you is that I think you should come to social media with something. You want to come there with these foundations in place. You want to come here either not just understanding what I'm talking about, but having them in your system.